All right, bet. Episode 20. This is Ant McKee.
This is K Rose.
Let's go.
All right, and go ahead and shout out those social medias, Cheese.
I mean, if you want to follow us on social media, on Instagram, we're The Laundromat Show. On Twitter, we're just Laundromat Show. And on Facebook, we're The Laundromat Show. And on TikTok, which we just started, definitely follow that. I believe we're The Laundromat Show as well.
Okay, and what's the business we want to shout out today?
The business we got today is the Rich House Group. It's a real estate lifestyle brand. And on Instagram, I believe, let me get this joint. Let me pull this joint up because I didn't put the Instagram on here. But yeah, basically it's a lifestyle brand. You can see pictures of houses and stuff like that. And they're going to help you, find your dream house. Let me find this joint real quick.
I got to hit them up.
Yeah, right.
Nah, real rap. Oh yeah, so yeah, on Instagram it's the Rich House Group. So follow them on Instagram. It's a real estate lifestyle brand.
Where are they based in? Do you know, Cheese?
Yeah, they're based out of PA, so Philly, and I believe like the county area, stuff like that.
That's what's up. And then we always want to shout out Buzzsprout. If you guys are interested in making podcasts, go ahead and listen to this ad. Let me guess. You've been thinking about starting a podcast, but you just don't know where to get started. Well, I have some good news for you. The Laundromat is feeling generous, and we're going to let you know how we've been recording for almost a year now. Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout gets your show listed on every major podcast platform. And if that's not good enough, you'll get a great looking podcast website, audio players that can drop into other websites, detailed analytics to see how people are listening, and tools to promote your episodes and more. So follow the link in our show notes and let Buzzsprout know we sent you. You'll get a $20 Amazon gift card if you sign up for a paid plan, and it helps support the show. So stop procrastinating and start that podcast. All right, so let's get right into it. This or that. So, okay, we're going to take it back, throwback. Were you guys Nickelodeon kids or Cartoon Network kids?
You go first, Leek.
Yeah, I go first. I put this joint on here, bro. And this was a tough question for me, and this is why I put it on here because I used to watch both real heavy, and they both had great like GOAT shows. When if I'm now trying to go back and watch something I used to watch back in the day, I find myself watching Nickelodeon shows more. We had shows like All That and shit like that Cartoon Network didn't have.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're talking old school Nick.
Yeah. I'm about to say he went to the 90s with that John.
Yeah, he went his 90s bag.
For me, I'm probably gonna choose. It's a tough one. I'm gonna probably choose Cartoon Network though, because I was thinking more so like the actual cartoons on each show. So Cartoon Network had like Ed, Edd and Eddy, Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls, all them Jones. So I think if I had to choose back in the day, I was rocking with Cartoon Network.
The Roddy Rough Boy, Cheese?
You said what?
You the Roddy Rough Boy?
Was that the villains back then? I haven't seen that show in a minute.
The Powerpuff Girls. I remember they had an episode where it was the three boys came, and it was the Rowdy Rough Boys or some shit like that, bro.
See, your memory is A1, bro, because I haven't watched that show in years. But
I watched it last summer.
Oh, okay. Okay. I ain't know. Okay, my fault, bro. Okay.
Just the episode.
Now that Esco brought those 90s shows in, I'm gonna actually agree with both of y'all. Going with Cheese.
Pick one, nigga.
Okay. So I'm gonna pick Nickelodeon, but that's because I think they had more cultural shows with the All That, Keenan and Kel, things of that nature. I even like the Amanda Show, even though that's not cultural. But
Amanda was lit.
Show. They had better shows, but and then also I think the Cosby's was on Nick at Night.
Yeah,
that don't count though. But that's a
true. But I think Nickelodeon had better shows, but like my man Cheese said, as far as cartoons, you can't mess with cartoon. I mean, that's their network name, their Cartoon Network. But I'm gonna go with Nickelodeon on that. So speaking in the TV realm. Both of these really good shows. One is an old school show. One's kind of newer, not too new. But what do you guys think? Do you like the Chappelle Show or Key and Peele?
This is a no-brainer for me, bro. Chappelle Show, hands down. I like Key and Peele, but I do feel obviously they're an offshoot of the Chappelle Show. They kind of took his format and formula.
What do you think? Anybody who does skit, do you think Chappelle was the first on the skit wave? Is that what you're saying?
No, because we're probably gonna talk about this person, but Chris Rock had his show before Chappelle, and he was doing skits and stuff too. So he probably was the first one, but I guess you can't even say that because in Living Color, it's been a bunch of shows that do skits and stuff. But the way that Chappelle did it, they kind of took directly from Chappelle. And he's the OG. I gotta go with the Chappelle Show. So many crazy skits.
Okay.
I agree. I think Key and Peele is a good show, but you always got to stick with the original. And just the original, I think, is just more raw, just more. It's more original. So that shit's just better to me.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this one. I believe Key and Peele definitely is influenced by the Chappelle Show. You can't even deny that. But I think they were able to take some ideas from the early 2000s and kind of like put the new age technology and stuff into it, because they're a better produced show, obviously, because the Chappelle Show was really raw. It was just straight skits. What you see is what you get. And I think the guys over there at Key and, well, their name is, the one guy's actual name Keel?
Both Key and Peele.
Key.
Yeah,
I know
Key.
the one guy's Jordan Peele. Yeah, so Key and Peele, they're really funny and creative guys, and really witty. So I like their skits, and I think they took the Chappelle Show and kind of did like a 2.0 with it. Can they mess with Chappelle on stand-up? Hell no. But the show.
Do you think it's a 2.0 because of the production and all that shit? Because I feel like the production doesn't really count for me, because just the time period. I feel like Chappelle had that budget and that production, then you wouldn't be saying the same thing.
That is a good question, Esco. So taking the production out of it, I think because they had the privilege to see the Chappelle skits. I think they had wittier skits, because you can go off of what he said and be like, what can I add to it to make it better? I feel like the second's always going to be better than the first, because you're drawing off inspiration.
They had their own original shit too, but yeah, they had some good shit.
Yeah.
So
I think in general the Chappelle Show was funnier. Maybe I don't even know. I felt like some of the skits and stuff, like some of the like the skits and stuff of Chappelle shows, like how did they come up with some of this stuff? Like when you talk about racial drafts and stuff like that, like
that's legendary.
I felt like Key and Peele's Jones was a little bit more predictable as far as their skits, whereas Chappelle's Jones, like they were so like left field. I was like, how did he think, or how did the writers think of doing that? Okay. And rest in peace to Paul Mooney too, because I believe he was a writer.
Damn, man, I'm getting mad at myself. Charlie Murphy. Rest in peace to him as well.
Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy. Yeah,
good guys over there on that camp.
Rick James too.
Rick James. Oh yeah, they had everybody on that show. That was it. So staying in the comedy lane, Battle of the Chris's. We're taking everything that they did, stand up, movies, everything. You guys going with Chris Rock or Chris Tucker?
I'll go first with this, John. So in my youth, I was more geared towards Chris Rock. I didn't really get a lot of I was more geared toward Chris Tucker. Because I didn't get a lot of Chris Rock's like comedy and shit like that. I just didn't get it. But as I've gotten older and went back and like looked at a lot of the shit and just reviewed like his stand-ups and shit like that, I've realized that Chris Rock is probably the better comedian. But at the same time, I do enjoy a Chris Tucker movie, bro. Like I just watched all three of the Rush Hours a couple days ago for no reason.
Rush Hour is definitely a classic. They could have took maybe the last one out, but
they might have did too much with it. But I was happy to see them niggas.
How about you, Cheese?
I'm taking Chris Rock for sure. I think Chris Tucker had like a great run where it was probably like 5 or so years where he was like on fire, you know what I mean, from Friday to the Rush Hours and all that, and Money Talks, which is hilarious. But overall, like stand-up wise, I'm taking Chris Rock. I like his like thought-provoking comedy.
Okay.
And then even in movies, because he has so many more movies, I think, than Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker probably has about 6 or 7 movies.
I think he might have a little more than that. Chris Tucker?
Think about it. You got the 3 Rush Hours. You got Money Talks.
Rush Hours, Money Talks.
Friday.
Oh,
what else? I'm just talking about, name what other movies has he been in?
You might be right.
You think he only got 6 movies?
Yeah. That's a strong 6 movies though.
Like I said, so he had a
Chris Rock got a lot of mid in there.
Oh, okay. So actually, I saw this one the other day. So Chris Tucker was in House Party 3. I just saw it the other day. Shit's ass, but he was in that shit. He was in Dead Presidents.
Dead President, great movie.
The Fifth Element. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Saw that. That's a good movie.
Let me see what else. Silver Linings Playbook, which is that's a good joint. I don't know if you ever seen that shit. That's a great joint. Y'all should see it. It's not what you think it is. He was on Hanging with Us. That's TV shit though. But yeah, he had a couple more movies of that.
About like 8-9 movies. Solid.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with this, breaking their careers up. I might be in the minority with this, but as far as stand up, I don't find Chris Tucker. I mean, not Chris Tucker. I keep mixing them up. Let me say this right. As far as stand up, I do not find Chris Rock funny. It's
At
not.
all.
No, it's not my type of comedy. I find you ever
I've been there.
watch a stand up and it's like the expectations people give you, you're trying to force a laugh.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's me when I'm watching Chris Rock. He's a legend. Everybody says that, but he's just not for me. As far as movies, Chris Rock definitely has more movies. There's a lot of stuff in there though that can get thrown out.
Yeah.
Chris Rock got a lot of mid in
A
his
lot of mid in that joint.
yeah, as far as movies. So overall, I'm going with Chris Tucker because I feel like he might have been in less movies, but he got a good percentage with the movies and stand up. I don't even think it's close. Chris Tucker has me cracking up.
All right, whoa. I gotta put.
I don't laugh at Chris Rock,
All right, well, I know I respect that. Well, here's the thing, though.
and I'm not the only one who says that.
No. Because here's the thing.
Yeah,
Chris Rock is my favorite comedian, but it has been times.
Explain that though. How? Like, what about him is funny to you?
Well, number one, he's a funny comedian. That's number one. Number two, like I said, I like his thought-provoking stand-up. But what I will say is there has been some of his specials where I felt like, this wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. Like, I believe it's Bigger and Blacker or whatever.
Is that his recent one that's on Netflix or no?
No, I wasn't. I thought the recent one on Netflix was okay. That's called Tambourine. I thought it was okay.
Yeah,
but I didn't laugh crazy at it. But it was a one that everyone says is a classic. I think they call it Bigger and Blacker. I think I watched that one, or it's Bring the Pain. That's what it's called.
I think it's Bring the Pain.
I watched that one and I was like, dang, this joint was not that funny.
Is that the one where he's is like it's black people and it's niggas?
I think so, bro. Either
that was funny. I ain't gonna lie, that was funny.
That particular part was funny, but then like the rest of the stand up, I was hurt. I was like, damn, because I'm younger, so I'm going back to try and like look at stuff, and I was like, damn, this joint wasn't as funny. But his stand up, Kill the Messenger, is very funny.
Yeah.
For me though, I think the difference is too is like with Chris Tucker, he was in a lot of big production with movies, so he didn't write the scripts. He didn't necessarily come up with the movie. He played a part. A lot of Chris Rock's movies, he's writing the scripts. It's like his movie. So
you gotta give him credit. You gotta give him credit for that.
Yeah. So they're going to be more mid because the production ain't as high.
You get credit, but that shit mid. That shit mid. You get credit for producing it, but if it's mid, it's mid.
It can't count better for Chris Tucker though, because I don't think he makes his own movies.
I see what Esco's saying though. You get the credit if you get more credit if you produced and wrote it and it's good. But if you produced and wrote it and it's bad, I'm not getting credit just because you produced and wrote it.
All right, to end this, do y'all like Pootie Tang? This is gonna let me know if y'all like Pootie Tang.
I do like Pootie Tang.
Okay, that's
it was
good.
all right. It was all right.
Cool.
Real quick before we get off of that, to shout out because I don't want to just leave it with some hate. Did you guys see? Because this is the first time I seen him in a serious role, so I wanted to see if anybody got. Well, I didn't see it, but did any of y'all see the new Saw?
No, I am gonna watch it though.
You want to check it out as a podcast and then we can like review it or something?
Yeah, we can do that.
Say no more. All right, so that's that on this or that. I think that was a good one.
All right, man. So that's good. That definitely was good, this or that. And yo, Ant, we glad to have you back, bro. We ain't had you last episode. So you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to you all holding it down.
Yes, sir. And shout out to Darius, man. He did a good job. I guess we could start it off like this. We damn near midway through the year 2021. I would say it's been a better year in general than last year.
Of course, yeah, it's kind of hard not to be.
Like, I think that last year was crazy. So we're about midway through. I wanted to ask y'all, what are some goals that y'all have for the rest of the year? Like, what are y'all trying to accomplish before this year is over?
A big goal that I set for myself for the end of this year is I want to get my credit score up to like, I think my goal was 750. That's my goal by the end of this year, and it's feasible. So that's what I'm going for. That's one thing I'm setting for myself.
How close do you think? How close are you without giving out your shit? But how close are you to getting to that?
I need a little work, but I ain't that far off, bro. I need a little work, but I ain't that far off.
Would you? Is there anything? I mean,
like so.
Oh, my fault. Go ahead, bro.
No, so one thing I did, like, so I don't have like any credit cards and shit, but I have what I do have in my name is like bills and obviously all that shit. And then I'm financing a car for the first time, which is obviously going to help build my credit towards my goal as well. So that's something I'm doing to help. If that's what you was trying to ask me.
Yeah, that's a good goal though. That's definitely a good goal. I was gonna ask you like, what were some ways you were trying to build it? Because we definitely, we definitely was gonna try to educate some people. Definitely getting a credit card and keeping it low. That's a good way to build your credit up.
A low utilization rate is great for a credit card. You pay your shit, in full monthly every fucking time. It keeps your interest rate down. Like I just said, you finance a car, you make your payments on time every fucking month. That's a great way to build your credit as well. Having some build your name, shit like that.
That's definitely a good goal. What about you? And any goals that you're trying to accomplish before the year's up?
So yeah, going off of ESCO, I definitely want to work on my credit. I actually, when I first got out of college, messed up my credit really bad. I had credit cards, maxed them all out, living above my means. So bouncing back from that. So hopefully I get all that taken care of by the end of the year. If anybody who listens to our podcast fix credit or know anybody who got a business who fix credit, definitely let the laundromat know, so we can educate ourselves and other people. I want to get a new car before the year's over, and I'll get back in shape. I was playing ball. The skill's still there. I was playing ball this past week. The skill's still there, but I am out of shape. I want to start lifting. I want to start running again. I think we're all getting on that age where it's like you can't just be in shape just because you're young anymore. It's like you got to work.
I ain't tried yet. I'm gonna let y'all know tomorrow though.
Nah, that's definitely some good goals. A couple of them similar to you, and for me, I definitely want to. Here's the thing with the pandemic, and obviously it bled into 2021. I was in great shape when the pandemic started. I fell off and got in bad shape.
Because you were hooping right before it happened, right?
I was hooping last year before it happened, so I was in probably some of the best shape of my life. I fell off for a couple months, got into bad shape, then got back into great shape again. And now I'm on the flip side. I'm back to, you know what I'm saying? I got a couple tattoos and stuff. So to me, I was like, I can't really work out because I can't sweat. That was my excuse. And I fell off for like 2 months. So a big goal for sure is trying to get in shape. And I had a goal when 2021 started. I was like, I'm trying to put on some weight, like put on a couple pounds. You know what I'm saying? I'm skinny boy. So I was trying to, you know what I'm saying, get in the gym a little bit. Another goal was definitely getting my credit up, trying to stack my bread and see if I can get a crib. Like I wanted to buy a property. So I would say, you said what?
Where you trying to move out to?
I don't know yet, for real. Right now, the thing I've been focusing on is just kind of like limiting my expenses, is just trying to save. You know what I mean? So I have enough money to when I can start thinking about it seriously. Because I know for me, I'm one of them boys where it's like, you know how some people, like if they don't have the money for something, but they're still in tune with it. Like I'm the boy that I need the money first before I even start thinking of something
you need the pot of money, and then you decide what you want to do with it.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not the window shopper boy that if I don't got it, I'm gonna just be looking at stuff I can't buy.
That's actually interesting. I work the opposite way.
Oh, how you work?
I can't save money unless I know what I'm saving it for, or else I'm gonna spend it.
I mean,
that's a difference though. Like you need to know what you're saving your money for. I know what I'm saving my money for. But what I'm saying is I may not necessarily be searching for cribs and houses and all that.
Okay.
If I don't got it, I'm like,
I don't know the specific one. Like I got this apartment that I'm looking at that when I get out of here, I already know. So I'm like, okay, it costs this much, bet. All right, put that to that's how
that's interesting though. So do you think that helps you? Does that motivate you more like with manifestation? Do you think like having a specific goal, like a super specific goal in mind, do you think that helps you get to that goal versus
yeah, to each his own. I mean, being honest, you're probably more naturally disciplined than me. I have to like know exactly where I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it. Like I kind of was the same thing as basketball, which is why in college it got a little rocky for me because I need to know what's my role, what am I working on, what exactly do I need to do. Like if it's up in the air, I'm not really motivated to like, so I got to know where I want to be, what apartment, what state, how much it costs, how much I need. And that like, all right, let me get off my ass and
go get it.
Usually I'll put it like higher than I think I can get. So it makes me go to even a little harder.
I mean, if you shoot for that goal, if you miss, you still have amongst those stars.
Exactly. That's how I rock.
Real rap. Yeah, I think that's dope. So yeah, I've been trying to like get into that more, where just being like intentional, trying to save and shit. Like being an adult is crazy. So I'm like, I know when I'm really, I still live with my folks. When I move out, I'm gonna be happy to think about a lot of different shit. So just trying to get my bread up this year. But
you know who moved out and thought about some different shit, bought his mama crib at fucking 18?
That's where we was going, Brody.
I know, bro. My nigga
Kwame Brown. So we was going right there, bro. I'm glad you said that. So anybody not familiar, Kwame Brown, former number 1 pick for the Washington Wizards. He's considered one of the biggest draft busts in NBA history. So meaning his career didn't pan out how people thought it would for a number 1 pick straight out of high school.
That's number 1. Number 2, and more importantly, Kwame Brown is gone. The City of Angels, Hollywood, just should be celebrated. Throw a parade already, whether you win a championship or not. This man was a bona fide scrub. He can't play. No disrespect whatsoever, but I'm sorry to tell everybody the truth. The man cannot play the game of basketball. He has small hands. He can't catch the ball. He's got bad feet. He can't really move, even though he's mobile. Doesn't really know what he's doing. Doesn't have a post move that he puts to memory that he can do 2 times in a row. He has no game whatsoever, plays no defense, doesn't have the heart, the passion, or anything that comes with it. And you're asking me whether they gave up too much? Please, the Los Angeles Lakers knew exactly what they were doing. They should be celebrating right now, and Kobe Bryant should not be saying a word. For all of that, you give up Kwame Brown? Please, there's nothing to think about. There's nothing to even think about.
I don't like that word, Cheese, but go ahead.
So we're about to get into it. So recently, if anybody's been paying attention, All the Smoke is a podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. They had an episode where they were making jokes like most people have for the last 20 years about Kwame Brown and how his career and how he wasn't a good basketball player like people thought. So Kwame Brown has started releasing rant videos, and he's created like his own YouTube channel, and his videos have been going crazy. He's gained a massive following.
Stephen A., you bald forehead, you were thinking you tough, saying all kind of shit like, oh, then you come see me. Well, let's go to Seattle and you sign a, well, Seattle, you ain't got to sign no waiver. Meet me in Seattle where you can have mutual combat and talk like that. I'll slap it'll look like you got a toupee on the front of your head, or how hard I'll slap the back of your head, motherfucker. The hell you talking about? Y'all.
Have you guys seen these videos? And what are your opinions on them? Like your initial opinions of these joints?
Saw every single last one of them.
I only seen a couple of them, Jones, but my opinion is I'm glad that he finally clapping back. You're not going to attack me for 20 years. Fuck y'all.
So you were glad that he attacked back. Like you were glad, and you're glad with how he's going about responding to his critics.
I'm just glad that he's doing something, bro. Because I feel like it's been 20 years since he was, 20 years or so since he was drafted?
He was drafted in 2001, exactly 20 years.
So,
I mean 2001, my fault, yeah, 2001.
Yeah, 2001. So, like, bro, it's been a long time. He's been getting killed every year for 20 years, just quietly saying nothing. And the nigga's still dragging his name through the mud. I would have said something a long time ago, keep it a buck with you. And the fact that he was smart enough to create this YouTube channel, build this following, and maybe probably monetize this, I think he's doing the damn right thing.
Okay. What about you? And what's your initial thoughts on everything that all his videos
My
and
initial
stuff?
thoughts were I can never be mad at a man for defending himself. Regardless of how far he goes in doing it, he's defending himself.
Okay. So, and I guess you mentioned this leak, like you was like, yeah, he's monetizing. So what I noticed was it looked like after the episode of All the Smoke came out and Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson were joking about how he wasn't good, it looked like the first like reaction video that he had to it was kind of just like a natural joint where I'm just going to defend myself because everyone's drawn. But then when he realized how popular he was getting, how many people were drawn to it, because to be honest, I've heard all these jokes and I've seen his career highlights and everybody making fun of him, but I've never heard Kwame Brown speak before.
Nope.
No, I don't think anybody has.
Nope.
So were y'all surprised by his personality?
No.
Well, one, keeping in context, I'm 26, Esco, you 28, right?
Yeah.
And then you 26 too, right, Kyle?
Yeah.
He was drafted in 2001, so like you were 8, we were 6. So while he was first in the league, we ain't really know him. And then I'll save this point for later, but just to briefly touch on it, it shows how the media can kind of shape your perspective of somebody, because I'm 6 years old. I don't really know who's doing what in the league. So finally, when I'm old enough to watch basketball on my own and comprehend, all I know is that he's a horrible player from what you're telling me. And I never heard of him. I never seen him. I saw him play a couple times with Kobe. So then he just faded out of the league. So then when I heard him speak, I'm like, I never really seen him ever. I seen him play like maybe 5 games. I heard he's a bad player. Now he's talking, so I'm interested. So I feel like a lot of people are in our boat, like, yo, we hear all this. Let me see what he has to say.
For
sure.
me, I wasn't surprised to see his personality or hear how he spoke and shit because his name's Kwame Brown, and he's from I think like Charleston or South Carolina or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, bro, come on, like, what you think a nigga like that from there is gonna be like?
But I think that's what Ant, like, it's similar to what Ant is saying. I didn't even know where he was from. Like you said, we had this perception from the media. We're gonna talk about that right now. But like me initially seeing these videos, I was like, damn, this boy, like he a real Southern bull. He seemed real outspoken, seemed real like not timid. I think like it's crazy how the perception works with the media. So you wanted to talk on that, Ant. Like, how do you think about the media and how they've shaped this man's career and how we view him? Like as
I don't like it, but I don't. From certain people, I don't expect more because the majority of I'm not gonna say the majority, but the most popular sports analysts, they didn't play basketball or sports in general. So a lot of times they're speaking in such definites and making things so dramatic, like Bron or Jordan can't do anything wrong. But then Kwame Brown and these people can't do anything right. It has to be an extreme. They're trying to get ratings. Where I came from it, though, was we all played basketball. I expect Matt Barnes, and Stack 5 to have a little more like respect than that. It's like, yo, y'all played the game. Y'all know it's never that simple. It's not just, yo, you get drafted, you're not good. There's always more to the story. And I got the facts on my phone because you're talking to a person who, on a lower level, I'd be considered a college buzz. But as basketball players, we know.
We're going to talk about that too.
As basketball players, we know there's always more that goes into it. It's not just you show up and you're bad. Like, the basketball players should know it's a lot of behind-the-scenes things that can influence on-the-court stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like in Stack and Matt Barnes' case, not Stack, I don't know anything like that. Fucking Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes' case, I feel like they played against that nigga in 2001 when he was in the league. So they know he's like.
But Esco, do you think it's going too far if you're interviewing Jeannie Buss and she's talking about the Paul Gasol trade, which Kwame Brown was a part of, and they say, oh, you only had to really trade one player because Kwame Brown's not a player. It's like, yo, you wilding now.
Not even talked about this shit.
Yeah, it's like, come on, bro.
I mean,
okay. All right, so let's respond to that though. Do you think they were out of bounds for speaking on his basketball career? Because what I've noticed with this situation is basically they made jokes about his basketball career and his basketball skill. So let's first establish this. Fair. I got his career stats, bro. Kwame Brown played. He was drafted in 2001. He was drafted by Michael Jordan. And they say a big reason why he was the number one pick in 2001. A big reason why his career didn't pan out how it was supposed to was because he was drafted by Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was playing on the Wizards at that time, and they said Michael Jordan was like an asshole to him. And then when he went to the Lakers, they said Kobe was an asshole.
It gets a little deeper than that, Cheese, because we're going to really have to break it down because they really slanders this man's name.
All right, so I'm about to so let me give his stats real quick. He played in 607 games, averaged 6.6 points and 5 rebounds, shot 49% from the field.
Okay.
And so he played about 12 or so seasons. Off the rip, just ask this question. Was Kwame Brown, was he a bum?
You said 12 seasons?
He played about, I think he played about like 7 to 12 seasons. It was something like that. 607 games. So it was something like that. Was he a winner or a loser? Like, was he a bad basketball player?
I think he was a player put in the wrong positions because when he was originally drafted, if you look it up, for whatever reason in 2001, Michael Jordan was trying to compete for a championship. Don't ask me why. Like, but he was. The reason he drafted, and he's a GM and a player at the same time, so that's even crazy. The reason he drafted Kwame was to try to put him in a trade for Elton Brand, who was fire at the time, because he thought Elton Brand would help him win the Eastern Conference. So when the trade doesn't get through, he has an 18-year-old, 7-foot kid that he doesn't even want. And you already know how Michael Jordan was treating Scottie Pippen and them. How you think you're going to treat an 18-year-old kid who can't even produce on the floor immediately? That's not fair to him.
I think that's a good point.
To answer your question, Cheese, I don't think he was a bad basketball player, but I think he was playing some bad basketball, given where he was drafted, his all the investment they put into him with that draft pick and everything like that. He played bad basketball. He did. But will I say he was a bust? No, because if you played 5, 6 seasons in the NBA,
He played 10, bro.
10 seasons in the NBA, you're not a bust.
Mm-mm.
You know how many Jimmer Fredette, how many he hasn't played 10 seasons in the NBA? And
Anthony Bennett was out of there in 3 years.
Yeah, so it's a lot of dudes that can't play that long in the league or never made it that far. So to play 10 seasons, you can't be a bust. Can't.
I'm gonna be honest. I would say he was a bust. He definitely was a bust for sure.
Well, my thing, Kyle, though, is what,
bro.
But well, here's the thing. I don't think he was necessarily a terrible basketball player.
Name some other bust.
Anthony Bennett. Going by what they say a bust is.
Good in the league.
Three. He played 3 years in the league. Well, hear me out though, Lee. I think he was a bust. I don't think I think he's a bust for everything that you mentioned though, because he was drafted number 1. So I think that's a big thing when it comes to perspective. Like in general in life, you got to look at something. It depends on the perspective you look at it from. For the average NBA player, he played 10 seasons, averaged 6 points and 5 rebounds. He was a solid basketball player. Not everyone's going to be superstars, but he got drafted number 1.
Let me speak on that exact point though, Kyle, which I feel is not fair. Let's say, okay, you as a player, right? You were great in your role on our team. Now, your game might not necessarily fit you being the number 1 player because that's just not how you play, right?
Okay.
But is it your fault that you have the game you have now and then your coach just decided to, without you asking, throw you into the leading scorer role where Bloomsburg's win or losses depends on you? Kwame Brown is who he is. He can't help where he gets picked. So he's the player he's always going to be. If you pick him number 1 and then try to throw expectations on him that he never was, how's that his fault? He's always at most a 10 and 10 guy. Nobody, like, who said he was supposed to be KG?
Nobody, but he's still a bust.
That's not fair, though.
So I got a comparative question, though. And so when LeBron got to Cleveland, he was 18, right?
LeBron is LeBron, though.
Listen, though. He was number 1 pick, 18 years old. Similar situation, right or wrong.
Okay.
Them fucking Cavs teammates did not like that nigga, and they thought he was gonna be a bum ass nigga. Remember that? You saw interviews?
No. You're exactly right. I feel like there's a little bit of a difference, though.
I know it's a little different. I said similar. I didn't say the same.
Yeah, okay.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying Bron was drafted. I feel like I don't like the word bust because it takes blame away from the GMs. The player is who he is. LeBron is a good draft. You thought he was this, he's that. You drafted him in the right position. If a guy is, if I'm a GM and I just randomly say, yo, I'm drafting Jimmer Fredette as my first pick, why does Jimmer Fredette have to live up to these expectations of something that he never was just because my dumb ass decided to pick him first?
Well, here's the thing though, Ant. You don't necessarily. Kwame
Brown was never that.
Well, here's the thing though, Ant. Number 1, they killed Jordan for that pick. Number 1, so he gets killed for that. And Michael Jordan.
Let Jordan off the hook for that.
No, they don't, because Michael
How
Jordan.
come they're still not talking about Jordan, but we're talking about Kwame right now?
Probably one of the worst GMs. All the time.
Yeah. Everyone says Michael Jordan's a terrible GM, and he's a terrible owner. None of his teams have ever been good. He gets that reputation. He's just the best basketball player, so you tend to overlook it a little bit.
Okay.
But they do kill him for that. And here's the thing. My thing is, you can still be a bust. It's not his fault that he's necessarily a bust. It's just, he got picked at a certain spot with the number 1 pick, and he didn't live up to it. That makes him a bust. Does that make him a terrible basketball player is where I think the arguments get scazy. Okay.
I just don't like the word because as far as expectations, it's like who's what expectation. I don't like that there's an expectation just because you're number 1. Because in reality, how many superstars are there in the NBA today?
Well, 15 maybe?
No, there's not 15 superstars. There's maybe 5.
Okay, 5.
So there's a lot of number 1s who ain't really that because somebody has to get picked number 1 every year. So it's like just number 1 doesn't mean anything. It just means, okay, out of these group of people, we thought you were the best. But in reality, nobody really there's like a very low percentage reaches that what you think a number 1's supposed to be. So it's like these expectations are unrealistic.
Okay. Let's make it personal then. And I got 2 questions for both of y'all. Do you think that you were a bust in your basketball career based on your expectations?
Off of
And
mine or
in your basketball career, we're gonna make it
no?
personal.
I mean, off of my expectations or off of
off
the
anybody's
expectations
any
you're
type of
saying?
expectations, yours, whoever, however you want to answer it. And then in life, was there anything that you think that you didn't live up to?
Well, I'll go first. As far as basketball, if you leaving up to people like Stephen A. and Skip, yeah, I'm a bust.
Well, why would you say that?
Because according to them, anything, situations, teams, chemistry, none of that matters. All that matters is the final result, and my final results were horrible, so I'm a bust.
Okay. Would you consider yourself a bust?
No, because I know there's a lot more to the story.
Okay.
I would say I was put in positions that I shouldn't have had to be that, but
Okay.
you know.
What about you, Leek?
I think that I am a bust. In general, just the general population and to myself. I'm a 6'5" nigga behind a desk.
Well, that's not fair though, because how many people really go to the league, bro?
Nah, not the league. Just like I don't like saying shit like this because I feel like a hater, but I'm not a hating ass nigga. I'm really not. I'm really happy for everybody that's playing overseas. Everybody getting money. I'm proud of y'all niggas. I swear to God. But there's a lot of niggas. There's a lot of niggas over there that I know I'm better than, and it's no fault. It's no fault of theirs that they're over there playing. Just missed opportunities or things that go different ways, like you said, circumstance.
But bro, that goes to our point where because
that don't mean I'm not a bust though. I'm still a bust in my eyes and to the world. I'm good fuck. I should be playing anyway, bro. Like, cause I feel like I was good. I'm just saying. I got to the point where I'm like, I'm not gonna beat myself up about this shit anymore. I've never been on the court in college for a full season. How was I supposed to prosper? He tore his ACL. What the fuck is he? And his MCL. What is he supposed to do? I didn't say I was. I'm not. I don't blame myself for that shit. I don't harbor myself for that shit. None of that. Like, I don't like feel down about that shit. None of that shit. But the truth of the matter is, I am a bust. Bro. I went D1 out of fucking high school. I was one of the best players in Philly growing up.
But I feel like bust
should. In high school, I should be playing pro basketball. I'm a bust.
I feel like bust should apply if nothing goes wrong. You were in favorable positions and you just flop. Like, let's say, okay, you go out there, you never got hurt, you get 25 shots a game, and then you came out averaging 5 points. You're like, damn, he wasn't like that. But it's like, all right, you good, you get hurt, then you got to restructure how you play, and then you on a different team. That changes things, man. That changes things. I'm just saying, it changes things.
No, listen, bro. You're right. I agree.
I just don't like the word bust because it disrespects good players. It disrespects good players.
It does. And I feel like I wouldn't be like, I would definitely be mad if somebody else called me a bust or shit like that. I feel like I know say that shit about myself. But like, I don't give a damn if you think that shit. Think what you want. But to answer your other question, Cheese, what was it? Do I feel like
I got two. You can answer both of them, Leek. Do you think it was let me see. It's two
answer
parts.
The bus question. Answer the second John.
Yeah, it's the second John. I'm trying to do you think is there something in life that you think you didn't live up to?
Oh, so there's something in life I think I didn't live up to? No, because by the same token of the shit I just said where I'm a bust, I feel like I did or am doing everything that I could have possibly done to get to that level. And some things didn't go in my favor, like some of the points Ant made. I tore my fucking ACL, my meniscus upside down for 4 years. And I just played like that, like a dumbass. So it's a lot of shit. Or when I went to UMBC as a freshman, and my week before our season started, my fucking head coach got fired. Nigga that recruited me, nigga had me playing, he had all the plays, and he got fired. And I just stayed at the school, and they put me in a different position, and I never recovered from shit like that. So it's just like Ant said, a lot of circumstance. So yes, I'm a bust, but no, there's nothing I didn't live up to. And I'm not in jail. I don't got 18 kids. I got my own crib. I got my own car. I got a happy girl. Like I'm a good dude. So no, I feel like I'm all right, bro.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, even with just us having this conversation, is a good conversation to have. Everything is based on your perspective and everything is relative. So to answer the question myself, as far as for basketball specifically, I'm a 6'7" man with a 7-foot wingspan. Just hear me out though, and hear me out though. With those type of God-given, natural abilities, to the general public with basketball, I probably was a bust.
I would call you an overachiever.
No. I'm about to get there too. Hold on. I would say with those just natural things with humans, I probably was a bust. If you listen, there's so many people who probably look at me and be like, nigga, if I had what you had, I'd be in the goddamn NBA. They would be wrong. They would be wrong, but I understand how people could say that. So off general, I'm probably a bust with that. But I think also being as I was coming up with basketball, I was like 160 pounds as a senior in high school. So I think on that front, I overachieved because I was such a late bloomer that when the fact that I was able to even go D2 from where I started from at such a late age, and then also play a little bit of professional basketball, I overachieved in that front. So I think you see the two differences. Like if you look at it from one way, I probably was a bust basketball wise, but if you see it from a different way, I overachieved in a lot of ways too, and made it farther than most hoopers in life. As far as going and playing college ball, most people don't do that, and then playing a little bit professionally. So it's always how you choose to look at it. But I probably would say when I go home, when I sleep at night and think about my basketball stuff, I'd be like, damn, I was a bust.
I think the overall thing with this is though, it's like, bro, Nick, nobody can call you a bust. And then nobody out of the three of us, like all of us said bust, but we never walk anywhere and anybody who did what we did before disrespect our craft. They know I'm for real. They know you for real. They know you for real. So who are we to let somebody like, especially Kwame Brown, let people, when has Skip Bayless ever picked up a ball? When has Stephen A. Smith ever picked up a ball? You can't say nothing about my career.
Stephen A. jumper a little cash, but his hairline pushed way back.
I definitely. Here's the thing. I as far as with basketball, I say I'm a bust because I think all of us we have the highest expectations for ourselves at the end of the day. So when I see the game and I be like, damn, where I should have been or where I could have been with my potential, I myself might look at myself as a bust. But I know at the end of my basketball career, I could give a bucket to anybody who played on any level, and I've done it before. So for that, it's like I've all of us have done that. So we're at the higher level of our sport. Now, as far as with life, I would say that I kind of feel like I'm living up to my potential, but I definitely feel like I could live up more and do better things now. Like I feel like just being a black man, being smart, just being able to do certain things. I do feel like it's certain things I got to start achieving more, but I'm still young. So I feel like, I go back and forth. I go back and forth with living up to my potential in life in general. But
it's dope.
I guess the last thing we could talk about with this Kwame Brown situation, because I liked how he responded to all this. Like he, made his videos, he showed his personality off. I'm like, damn, this boy is actually super funny. He
said Matt Barnes and Stack 5 wanted some of the smoke, not all of it.
He's really offering the hands, he's offering the fade. I'm like, he's a funny guy. He should have been did this. Yeah. But what I do see is that, like, with his videos, certain things, it seems like he's pretty sensitive about his basketball career and people talking about it. Is there anything in life in general, not just basketball, that you guys are like really sensitive about? Like if they start cracking on it, you gonna offer somebody a feed?
I used to be really sensitive about the basketball thing. I probably got over it about like 2 years ago, but that was the only thing I was really sensitive about, because if you put it in perspective, I'm 26. I was doing it I was doing it with like everything in me for 18 years, and that's really all I knew. So when somebody disrespect that credibility, it's like, what else do I know? If I ain't this, what am I? But now that I'm older and I got opportunity to do more things, get into music, do other things, and see I like other stuff and I'm good at other stuff, there's really nothing nobody can say to me, really.
That's a good answer. I feel that. I definitely feel that. I'm gonna ask you a follow-up to the question that had the lead go though.
Okay.
I was sitting there trying to think the whole time Ant was, giving his answer. And I really don't know nothing that I'm sensitive enough about to really be pissed about somebody who brought that shit up, start cracking on that shit. Probably because just growing up, I grew up in a house with 6 kids, all bad, funny as shit. And then, like my dad had a bunch of teams growing up, or I played a bunch of teams growing up. We would stay over each other's houses and shit, or just going to school in Philly. So I feel like that busting on each other's culture kind of got a lot of my sensitivity shit out of there, and I really don't give a fuck what a lot of people got to say. That shit roll off my back. Keep it a buck with you.
I can tell that about you as a person.
Sure. Philly make you tough as nails.
For sure. I would say for me, it's related to basketball, but it's probably the flip side. I get sensitive a lot of times when people try to peg me as the basketball guy, Like, even though I love basketball, it was one of my passions coming up and I'm so knowledgeable about it and I played it. I never wanted to be looked at as that's all I'm about. Like, you're just the athletic jock who just loves basketball. That's all you talk about. So I get real sensitive when people try to like peg me as that. Like, I can't do other stuff. Like, I don't podcast. Like, I don't like code. Like, I don't do other shit. Like, I'm not into other shit. So that always made me sensitive. Like, I always push back to that. So I think that's one thing that, like, if somebody's trying to get on me, they try to like force me into this basketball box where it's like, dog, I do way other shit than just play basketball or am just to be looked at because I'm 6'7" as a basketball player.
That's probably more difficult for y'all though, because when I transitioned, it was like if you don't necessarily know me, you would never know I hoop. With y'all, it's kind of like I guess people would assume
exactly
because they're looking at y'all like, oh, you gotta be playing ball somewhere.
You're like, no, nigga, I'm a brain surgeon.
Oh yeah.
No, nigga, I play golf. Like, no, I don't hoop. that shit gets on my nerves, bro. Like, I never liked that at all.
That's hilarious.
That's something I used to be sensitive about. Like, I used to really give a fuck, and I used to try to like really show a lot of shit in different ways. Like, I can draw really well, so I would take a lot of pictures of my art and carry shit around my phone. So somebody was like, "Oh, you can only do basketball support, say some shit like that." I would pull my phone out and show them, but it's like, "Oh no, I do this too." But after a certain time, probably like 25, I just stopped giving a fuck, period, about everything. And I don't even know what happened. It probably was a point in my life, something, shit happened in your life that bring you to those points. But whatever happened was probably bad, but thank God for it.
Nah, I think that's dope, bro. And you definitely are in art. Like, you can definitely draw and shit. I think the biggest thing for me though, Leak, was like, I realized I had to showcase like on like myself more, like showcase everything I do. So I don't just post about, like, if I'm on social media, I just don't post about basketball. I show that I podcast. I show that I code. I show that I write. It always pushed me to try to show the different shit that I do. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be pegged as one thing. We all can do multiple things.
Right.
I think sometimes that's a stigma with Black people in general. It's like, we got to be athletes or entertainers. It's like, that's not necessarily the case. Right. Spin off of this conversation, I wanted to ask y'all, like, based on the things that y'all are sensitive about, how do y'all handle confrontation? Because with Kwame Brown, he's decided to like go ham. Like, he making videos, he offering niggas these hands. Like, how do y'all handle confrontation in general? Because he's handling like, yo, he's offering that feed.
I'm gonna react similar to Kwame.
We know that, bro. We know that already.
Real similar to Kwame. I'm probably not gonna try rumble no niggas over the internet though. I would just keep it strictly to like the jokes and shit like that, letting it fly, because them niggas ain't really trying to fight that nigga. And then
in general though, Leak, I'm asking you in general, like,
in general,
yeah.
Oh, in general, I'm definitely I'm heavy altercation bull. Like, I try to stay back and calm, but if I get to that level, then I'm at that level. But I try not to get there.
So you one of those boys who, when you get to a certain level, you can't be talked down?
Yeah, but it take a real long time, bro. Like, cause I got a high tolerance for bullshit. Just because, again, growing up with fucking 6 siblings in that house, you gotta have a high tolerance for bullshit. You're gonna beat your fucking family up every day. So, so I was like, I used to be in my room like, damn, yo, don't punch him, don't punch him. So I got real good at kind of just like holding back and holding within myself. But if I get like, you've seen before, like if I just get like dead quiet and stop talking, that's when I'm at that level where the next word I say or the next action is gonna be biblically bad. So I just will leave and not do anything rather than start drawing. And you see me do that though. You see me leave and just relax after that point though. I do it.
Yeah, nah, I've definitely seen that before for sure. What about you? And how do you handle confrontation in general?
Me and Esco kind of one and the same. That's why we fuck with each other, but we also can't really be in the same room because we want to be on the same type time. But
y'all niggas be tripping.
When I get disrespected, I go to the utmost because I be like, I feel like I always lead with respect. I feel like I'm a respectful guy. I'm a cool guy, you know. So it's like, why would you even go there with me? I'm not even on that type of time. So now I know it's like really a thing because I clearly didn't do anything to you. Right. Even if I feel a certain type of way, it's none of my business to say out loud, you know. I'm cordial with everybody. I'm cool with that. Cool, keep it moving. So when people just try to disrespect my character, I feel like I gotta go to the utmost to protect it.
Protect that. I respect that. I think with me, I've learned this about myself, just being honest. I never was the best with confrontation. You know what I mean? Because I never really wanted to have confrontation with people. I try to keep good relationships and keep good situations. So a lot of times I'm one of those boys where you ever hear people be like, damn, when they thinking back on the situation, they be like, damn, I wish I would have did this.
Right.
I've had that happen a lot where like situations may have happened. Somebody tried to do something to me. Not necessarily that they did anything crazy to me, but it's like a situation I look back on. I'll be like, damn, I wish I would have handled it like this. But like recently I found myself in that situation when I was thinking about something that happened to me a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Damn, I wish I would have fucked Boy up. Just keeping it a bean. Just keeping it a bean. Like I was like, damn, I should have fucked him up for real. That was disrespectful. But I didn't because I'm so cool and I kind of, you know what I mean? And I was thinking about it, but at the same time, I think the positive in that is that I'm always able to look back and be like, damn, nothing bad happened further from my inaction. So basically, like I didn't put myself in a jam, you know what I mean? Because I'm so chill. You feel what I'm saying?
No, that makes perfect sense. Jumping out the window definitely puts you in a bunch of situations. Like, I mean, I feel like it's twofold. There's pros and cons to each situation. There's no perfect situation. I guess in the perfect world, you would want to be a mix of all three of us. But I've definitely been in situations where, like, I jumped out the window because I was mad in the moment. And then looking back at it, I'm in a whole situation where I'm going back and forth with people, and it's a crazy-ass situation. And then I'm looking, and then a month later, I'm like, bro, I'm in the middle of this situation that I don't even give a fuck about anymore.
Exactly. And because of my personality, the way I handle things, I'm rarely ever in those situations. So I'm always the bull on the opposite end, like, damn, I wish I would have did this. But then I look back and be like, I'm glad I didn't jump out the window, because I feel like I'm the type of also where when I do jump out the window, I'm a draw. Because I'm so used to not doing it. You feel what I'm saying?
You gotta continue, so.
Yeah, to get Steve's out of character, you gotta like do something.
Yeah, you gotta go crazy.
Out of character, it was warranted. It was definitely warranted.
Exactly.
But.
Exactly. But I think it's definitely a balance I want to have, where it's like I got to start reacting a little bit better in the moment. You know what I mean? So that you don't feel disrespected later on. But go ahead, Lee.
Real quick, bro. I think I have I think I do a good job just of picking and choosing when to draw, because I've never drawn in a situation where I got myself in any kind of like legal trouble or any kind of trouble where I was like caught somewhere or doing some shit like that. So I always kind of pick my battles and know when to walk away or when you got to glass a nigga. That's it.
Real rap.
I guess that come when you get older. I gotta find that line.
Yeah, and not on that type time. And just me thinking about it, I was thinking about Kwame Brown, and like I was like, why did he wait so long to publicly respond like this? And I was like, was he similar to me, where it's like he always turned the other cheek basically for all that time? Or was I was like, is he realizing the opportunity to monetize the situation? So now with social media, it's the best time to have his own platform. So I was thinking about all that.
I think he snapped.
Yeah.
You think he snapped? Got you. That's
yeah.
I'm gonna tune in though. I'm gonna subscribe to his channel, check his videos out, man. Hopefully it looks like they're kind of like mediating the situation. So
talking some real stuff on there though. So I mean, it's gonna be cool to see what come from that.
He's a smart guy. So I guess we can move on. A situation that may cause an altercation. Have you guys? This is Leek's idea too. I like the topic. Have you guys ever been catfished?
Yeah. Back in the I got catfish back in the, I don't know exactly what, I have memories, but I can't really pinpoint the years, so maybe
I bet.
But
that's real
real political.
But this was the end of MySpace transitioning into Facebook days. If y'all know what if y'all know what years these fall in between, maybe like 2010.
I about to say it's 2011.
Yeah.
I think.
So, this is when I was first working Facebook. It was this one girl on there, and you know, social media came a long way. Back on MySpace, it's one picture, maybe like 5. If you don't know them in real life, you just gotta go with it. Like that's what it is. What it is. So we going on to Facebook. And they still kind of had the same MySpace layout where it's like only like 4 pictures, but then they got a lot of mutual friends. So I'm like, okay, the person looks real, but then you looking at it and they look super done up in every pic or whatever. Cool, whatever. So we had started messaging each other on Facebook. I had got her number. So at this time, I live in an apartment complex. We had the whole apartment complex stowed up. Like my family was in half of it, and then my guys was in the other half. So I remember one day I kept talking to her. This is back when Sidekicks was popping, so there was really no FaceTime. You had to call and like meet up, like, yo, where we meeting at the mall, blah 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 blah. So we always used to be like, yo, let's meet up at the mall, da 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 da. Something drastic would always happen. So I'm like, all right. So then one day I'm getting something to eat. I'm with my cousin. I'm texting Shorty. The name pop up on my phone. My cousin like, yo, you know her? I'm like, I don't really know her. I found her on Facebook. He like, yo, I talked to her too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? I'm like, go ahead, call her. So we called her, and it had like the same like voicemail or whatever. And I'm like, oh, but he had we both had different numbers, but it was the same person in the same voicemail.
Same girl.
We were like, yo, this chick's fake. Like, the chick was fake.
Okay.
She was getting a bunch of people, like, in our neighborhood. I think it was some girl who might have went to our school, was posting somebody else's pictures and trying to talk to everybody from, like, the...
I don't get catfish, bro. I don't get that shit.
But that was early. If you get catfish today, I don't know how.
Okay. Have you been catfished before, Lee?
No. I've been like, I've fucking like swiped on a profile or some shit before, and I've seen some shit, but when I see too much, like some done up shit like that, I was abort mission before I even get to the chance to be catfish, bro. Like, I never even gave myself the chance to be catfish.
Okay. You're a smart man then. You're definitely a smart man.
I don't do that shit.
I've definitely been catfished before. Like Ant said, the dates is definitely blurry. It's definitely blurry.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Dates, you know what I mean? I don't
The dates
know.
are blurry.
Yeah, the story is definitely blurry. I can't really give too many details, but my catfish was basically like, so basically I was talking to this person or whatever, and we were texting or whatever. I don't know how long ago this was, but we was texting, and I didn't realize when I finally met the person, or I finally was able to have a personal conversation with the person through the text messages and getting to know the person, I didn't realize that English wasn't their first language.
Wow.
Okay.
So she was a Spanish speaker, and that joint, it threw me right off. And it was certain things physically that wasn't the same from her profile pics, and it definitely was a crazy situation. I really can't. I wish I could get a whole story because
we can talk about that off air, bro.
Yeah, maybe that's a Patreon joint or something like that.
Yeah, we gotta make a Patreon for the because we got some real stories.
Yeah, I got real stories.
They gotta pay for that.
But what I can say, yeah, her physical, it wasn't the same. She didn't speak English, so she was broken English. So I was like, wow. But what I will give myself credit for was I didn't snap. You know what I'm saying? The date proceeded how it was supposed to. I did my best.
So you went through with the date.
Allegedly. So allegedly. So you know, basically I handled it well, but I definitely was catfished. And you know, that's how the game goes sometimes. You know, I wanted to, well, go ahead, Lee.
Yeah, we can't both say it. It's easy for me not to get catfished because, as y'all both know, I'm not a heavy social media bull. So I already don't.
Even back then,
like I was never like I was on Snapchat a lot, but I was just posting like videos and shit like all day. I thought
you rubbed me as a person who was heavy MySpace.
No, bro. I was on MySpace for sure, but was I heavy?
Everybody in Philly was really heavy on the MySpace wave. Like all y'all North Philly niggas was heavy on the MySpace.
I was on it, of course. I wasn't heavy on it. I wasn't on a lot of Philly shit. Like I didn't flash mob as young boy. I didn't go to dollar parties. There's a lot of Philly shit I just didn't do, bro. Don't let me on something.
But you know what though, Lee? I'm not surprised that you've never been catfished or you never really was in a situation to be catfished. Because number one, you're not a heavy social media boy. So that's the question I was going to ask y'all. Like, why do you think it's so easy? And I'll answer first. I think it's kind of easy. I don't know about today now, but I thought like a couple of years ago it was very easy to be catfished with apps like Tinder, for example, Bumble, and just social media in general. Because number one, the internet. And a lot of times the people that get catfished is the people who they struggle to, I guess, get girls or
real life,
get attractive people or whatever in real life. So they run to the internet for that fulfillment. And then these catfishes be out here, they be fulfilling these people, but they don't be who they say they is.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think why do y'all think I think that's why it's so easy for people to get catfished today versus back in the day.
I would agree with that. I just say it's less in person contact, and then the people who are running the social media for that, you run the risk because for real, even today you might not get catfish like it's a whole different person, but you might get lesser catfish in a version of it didn't look like what it was presented to me on.
Pre-quarantine.
That was me, and that was me.
Some
It's levels to this catfish shit.
Yeah,
That was me.
but regardless of the level, the date's blurry.
Yeah. I don't know when that happened for real. So yeah, I guess to move on, Lee, you brought this joint up. This was a different type of catfish. I never seen this type of catfish before. I don't even know if it's considered catfishing.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it.
It was a viral woman. She went viral. She faked her baby situation. So basically, she faked her pregnancy to her boyfriend.
She had a gender reveal, shower, all that shit.
I looked into it when Esco sent it through, and I was looking through because the person who was posting all this was the guy's mom.
Okay.
So apparently, it was a situation where the guy wasn't messing with the chick anymore. The chick pops back up out the blue like, yo, I'm pregnant. I guess in an attempt to get the guy back.
Okay.
So then once she got in the lie, she just had to kept going with it, and it kept getting more and more dramatic to the point where there was fake gender reveals, fake ultrasounds. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, how can this happen? It's because it's coming from a situation where the guy don't really mess with the chick. It's just my baby mom's. So I'm showing up to certain things, but I'm not with you every day. So I don't know if you really.
Oh, that's how he got fooled. And this is very important before you go leak. She had a fake belly.
Apparently she bought one off of Amazon, had a fake belly. And she got caught because one day the dude saw the belly on the
floor. So what's your reaction to this leak?
So my reaction real quick. Remember when we found that fake ass in our tub and
I was gonna bring that up, bro. I'm so glad you brought that up. Go ahead, bro.
So
the booty bump.
We found a fake ass in our shower up Greystone. Shout out to whoever joined that was. We never found out. But this showed you with this fake stomach, with the fake gender reveal, bro. That catfish shit, like she probably catfished the ultrasound too. That's the real catfish.
Yeah.
Well, so you think because she had an ultrasound picture, you think that's a real ultrasound, but just not her baby?
Probably so. She probably Google that shit, ultrasounds.
Well, here's my thing. How would y'all like react to this situation? Like if you went 9 months and the John been telling you, yo, I'm pregnant, and then y'all I saw the video that went viral. They were basically at their gender reveal. Like she's playing it like she actually has a.
Oh, did you see her like really going all out? Like
that's what I'm saying. How would y'all react to this situation after 9 months? And you like, well, it really for it ain't gonna be 9 months. It's gonna be like 10 because you'll give her an extra month. After that 10th month, you're like, hey, yo, the baby still ain't here. How would y'all react to this?
Go ahead, Esco.
At that point, I'm gonna take her to the doctor to make sure she's good because the baby not supposed to be in there that long. You know what I mean? So we go to the doctor together. You mean, and that's when I'm gonna find out right then and there. If she be like, no, we can't go to the doctor, I'm gonna know something weird. If we go to the doctor, I'm gonna know something weird.
But what you gonna do when you find out? Like if that happened to you,
I'm never speaking to that girl again, bro. And my baby sister gonna beat her up.
Okay. I forgot you got baby sisters. They be
a lot of them too.
Leak always saying that too. Like he
Leak got a whole gang over there. They got a gang unit over there.
The Garners, they got a hit squad over that, John. What about you? And how you responded to this when you find out your girl been lying to you for 10 months?
Man, you gotta backtrack. I'm a little more inquisitive than that because a baby is life changing. So especially if I don't mess with you like that, you just pop back up. I got questions. Where you been? Who you been with? Let me come to the doctor with you. I'm not just going like.
But no, here's the thing though, bros. It sound good, but how she did it, which makes this shit so crazy, is how she did it. Like, how could you not believe it?
All in with the finesse. But let's just say I fell for it the whole 9 months. I mean, what can you really do? I mean, you know, we definitely not doing nothing violent to women. So it's like you got to take the L, really. And you just got to look at yourself and be like, I can't get caught with that type of
again. And I'm about to say that's all perspective because real for that might be a W because if you ain't want the baby, You ain't
That's
having
not a W if you
He
wasted
invested
10
a lot.
months of your
They
life.
said they
If you wasted 10 months of your life planning for that, that's not a W. That's a L.
like she was apparently getting a lot of gifts, a lot of money, a lot of shit from everybody and shit like that for the baby. Ain't no baby.
But if you going the whole way, like, damn, I wish I hadn't got her pregnant. Some niggas, even though you going through an ordeal for
That's
10
silver
months.
lining, bro.
Yeah, you ain't got to go 18 years.
It go back to the same thing as the Kwame Brown situation. It's all how you look at it.
Real rap. Definitely perspective. That's funny, man. That's definitely funny. I can't believe that happened. You know what I'm saying? But to move on, man. We got the playoffs started, and it's a game on right now. So as soon as this joint over, I'm definitely watching that joint. It's our hoop segment. Y'all watched the game ones. What do y'all think was the best opening night performance in the playoffs? Who did y'all like?
Like single individual performance or like best game?
You could do best game and who had the best performance.
I'll give the best performance to. I'm gonna give it to Trae Young.
Trae Young. Okay. That game was popping too.
I'm gonna give the best performance to Trae Young. I think even though it wasn't really that close, just the energy because they are who they are. I think the best game was Phoenix versus the LA. Just because, like, even though they were down the majority of the game, you just know the Lakers can come back at any minute, and then you're so hyped seeing what's going on with Chris Paul, and then you don't know if the Suns are legit. I was on the edge of my seat the whole Phoenix LA game.
I disagree, bro. I think Trae Young had the best performance.
Okay.
Yeah, but I also think that was the best game of the day, too.
Yeah. Okay.
Game was lit. But in my more biased opinion, Tobias Harris had the best performance and fucking
forgot about Toby. I was sleeping on him because the Warriors, I mean not the Warriors, the Wizards, you know, us Sixers fans, me and Esco, we was playing around with them, you know, we was letting them catch up, then we blow them out again, then we let them catch up. So I forgot about that game because it was so easy. But shout out to Toby, he held it down because MVB was in foul trouble.
Real rap. I agree. I think the most memorable person and who played the best was Trae Young because he's the one I can remember the most right now. He was balling, and for him to get a game winner at Madison Square Garden is just crazy.
The game,
whatever you do at Madison Square Garden, just multiply it by 4.
And we gonna talk about that because I think that was also the best game. Like I didn't even think before it happened, I wasn't caring about the Knicks and the Hawks like that. But bro, you turned that game on, dog. It was like just watching it on TV. I thought I was it felt like he was at the joint. It was so loud.
I tuned in for 2 reasons, bro. Well, 3 reasons. The first reason is this young boy from Philly area, DeAndre Hunter, that starts for Atlanta. So
Okay.
I want to check him out. Reason number 2 is I haven't watched the Knicks play all year. I know he's at a 4 seed. I got to see something.
You ain't seen him play this whole year?
I didn't watch the Knicks.
They legit. That's
what I heard. I wanted to watch. They legit. They're a good team. RJ is nice now. I don't know what happened. I think it's good. And the third reason is I got a homie from college named Bridget, and she works with the management team within the Garden, getting with the tennis and all that shit. And she
shout out my cousin. I think she work over there too.
Yeah, she works there every day. So that's the reason to watch the next game for me. And she ain't disappointed. I love it.
Nah, it was rocking. I think it was dope watching the game and seeing Spike Lee. Like one thing I noticed, and I saw this on Twitter a lot, is everybody was like, when the Knicks are competitive, it's a different type of energy. You ain't feeling that, Ant?
I mean, like, what do you mean energy as far as crowd energy? Because it's definitely not no on-court energy. It's not like they giving team smoke. So it might be fun to watch because the crowd's popping. Because I'm not gonna lie, that Atlanta New York game, there was a lot of dead spots in it. Because if you remember, the Knicks started off ice cold and the Hawks was blowing them out until they caught back up when they put the bench in. So I feel like
it was a blowout.
But hold on, I feel like the crowd carried that game. I think everybody was watching because the crowd was so lit that it made the game lit. But in reality, the Knicks was kind of get blown out until they put the bench in and then they came back.
Whoa.
I think the Phoenix LA game, Phoenix was giving them gas at every single moment. That game was exciting.
I agree. I agree with that. I think the basketball was the best basketball game was the Phoenix LA game. I'll give you that possibly. But I was speaking more so toward the crowd, where it's like, you know, New Yorkers with the Knicks, bro.
They got
it's like the media, New Yorkers, like it's crazy.
They got a great crowd. They're not over Philly, but they got a great crowd.
I was about to say Philly, as far as their love for their team, Philly is definitely comparable.
That Sixers gym was rocking last night.
But I think New Yorkers is known, like niggas know New Yorkers get like that for the Knicks. I think you got to be around Philly to know how crazy we are about Philly teams.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it was
global. Like niggas know Knicks fans are global. Everybody don't know how crazy.
They've been talking since Game 3 of this season.
Real rap. That's real rap. Yeah, I guess it's a good little segue because I feel like they have the best like crowd necessarily, and we get into the New Yorkers.
They're one of the best crowds for sure.
One of the best crowds.
But we got because I got one of the best segments. It's actually called the best segment. I was gonna do the spin cycle, but it wasn't a lot of interesting shit for me this week, so I put a bunch of questions about the best shit, and then
new segment alert.
Segment alert.
Like,
segment alert.
The week best segment. I was already fuck it. So
we gotta get Esco a drop.
So we're gonna get right into it, Rose. What's the best holiday?
You can go ahead first, Ant.
Damn, I feel like we all do that when we don't know. We put it out.
Keep that shit every time, bro. You don't never know.
The best off the top of my head, not that I agree with the actual holiday, you know, because I'm on my Black Power stuff, but just everybody getting together. I would say Thanksgiving, because usually that's when the whole fam get together and you get to see your whole fam.
For me, the best holiday is Christmas. Because I feel like Christmas it's not just one day, even though it's Christmas Day. But I think Christmas actually spans all of December. You're in that mood all of December.
Is New Year's a holiday?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, New Year's is a toss-up.
I would say New Year's. That's what I would pick because just like recently, it's not as many kids in my family right now, so those like family holidays aren't as big as they used to be, unfortunately. But New Year's always lit.
Real quick before you go to your next best, it's happening this way in my family where the older generation, they're starting to go, and then my generation is starting to get older. Are you guys reaching that point in your family where the people who everybody's house they go over to for the holidays aren't really around anymore? And if so, do y'all plan on continuing that yourself for the family?
It's a good question.
Because I actually have a girl now, so I have like are we going like if we're with someone or we're just with
either or? Yeah, no. If you're with somebody, that counts too.
So I'm not doing that shit. Keep going. No.
Okay. Why not?
When he said, "Are you with somebody?" I expected him to say the other answer, so he threw me off.
I'm cool, bro. Cause man, like I've been there to all the I've seen what it's like to have to clean up and to set up and all the stress and all that shit. Everybody getting your fucking nerves, breaking your shit all day, all week. Like, come on, man, get the fuck out. And then at the same time, my girl says she wants to be that for her family. And I'm on the fence about it.
Oh wow!
But you there by default. If she say go,
right. It's a family. I can't be like, no, they can't come over. So I'm like, all right, man, just don't break nothing. But for the most part, her family is pretty good, and they're pretty respectful. Okay. So it's not like we got a bunch of ratchets. So I'll be all right. That's
hilarious. How about you, Chief?
Yeah, I think once I get a nice spot, like if I wouldn't do it if my spot wasn't up to par. But if I have a nice crib or something, I think I'm gonna be that boy that hosts parties and have people come over. Cause my family has always been like that in art. Like my family is becoming that family in the big family. So we're becoming a spot where people come to Delaware. We have cookouts and stuff like that. So
because it's safe.
Yeah.
Hey, let me know. I'll pull up, man. Get my to-go plate, all that.
No, real rap.
I went to Anchor 1 year. I forget what year it was.
I about to say, no, we going to have a joint because we're doing the July 4th joint. So if y'all ain't doing nothing for that, y'all definitely
slide.
I'm
in there.
I can slide, bro.
Definitely slide. But yeah, so I probably would be that boy, you know what I'm saying, for the family to continue that tradition.
All right, bro.
We got Esco.
We're gonna move on. I know we all from Philly, obviously, but unbiased opinions here. What city got the best hoopers?
I'm gonna keep it a bean too.
LA.
Okay.
But that's not fair though, because I feel like everybody in California claim LA.
I was about to say
Russ
that.
and all of them not really from LA.
None of them is really from LA. None of them for real. Yeah, I think they be claiming California. They say LA, but it be all of California they list.
California too big.
To me, it's DC.
DC?
But see, even with DC, it's kind of similar because PG County is not necessarily DC, I don't believe, from what I understand.
Blending the lines of
but
where
they blend it.
It's a real big debate. Don't say nothing too crazy on here, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't want no smoke from my DC homies. Campaign, shout out Campaign, my guys in the pack.
He can start giving shout outs. He got good.
Nah, but yeah, I would say, bro, I'm gonna keep it a beat. I'm gonna definitely say DC. They got the best hoopers. Going to tournaments and AU tournaments and shit down there. Them niggas can hoop. They can.
LA
Hoop.
or Jersey?
Oh yeah, I was going to say Jersey actually.
But that's not a city though.
Jersey City.
Jersey is a state. You right.
Jersey City. Jersey City.
No, who's
bro.
from Jersey City, bro?
Ain't that Kyrie and all them?
No, I keep telling you that shit.
See, I don't know where nobody from. You
Like
can't.
Jokic from like Summerdale. Them niggas is not from Jersey City.
In 2021, you can't like everybody saying they.
But you know who be from DC? The niggas from DC.
Yeah, the niggas from DC.
I would say DC.
So I might have to go DC then. Oh man.
DC got the best hoopers.
The most underrated city before we move on to the next joint is Philly, because I feel like a lot of our shit, a lot of what we do is we tear each other down. This is what the city does in general. A lot of other cities build each other up, and it kind of makes for a lot of high school kids split up and shit, and they're starting to come together now. But like in DC and shit, they're all going to the same school, going to the DeMatha and winning,
national championship.
When I started traveling, cause being around Philly, being in the county, I thought that was every city, because you just think everybody do what you do. When I started traveling, I realized that's only a Philly thing. That to like everybody just hate on each other. I thought every city do that. It's only Philly.
Whoa, before you move on, Leak, because there's certain you know how they say there's certain like types of players from these cities. Mm-hmm. Philly, you always hear the phrase a Philly guard. So it's like where they're tough.
Short
I always
don't ask me because I'm from the county. I'm gonna disrespect them.
I was about to say they're short, stocky, Kyle Lowry type.
Short, stocky, can dribble, can't shoot,
but can rebound. They rebound.
Cash, you tripping?
No. Yeah, Philly, they more get to the cup real strong and one type balls.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying. They get the bucket. For sure. DC, another reason why I say they're probably the best is because their type of guards and their like players, they dumb athletic. Because them niggas all got dreads.
NBA.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, KD kind of counts, even though he's probably PG County. But
nobody know what he's.
Mike Beasley,
Quinn Cook,
fire.
There's a lot of niggas. Okay. But like to me, they always be super athletic, high tempo balls. They basketball be advanced. So I gotta shout them out.
Shout out to the sleeper. Shout out to Delaware too. They a sleeper.
No, we are.
State though, so fuck them niggas.
We play bigger than our Delaware niggas is we play bigger than our position. Let's just say that.
Man, that's a state. I don't care. Where the Middletown niggas? Where the fuck you?
Ain't one.
Right here, Cass.
Jeez. But to move on, bro. What's the best cheesesteak in Philly? The best joint you had?
D'Alessandro's.
Good joint.
I probably would go.
He don't know.
I was about to preface it and say my opinion really isn't the strongest, but I probably would say Ishka Bibbles. I also like Larry's too. I do like Larry's out city line.
Oh, okay. She's impressed me. You said Ishka Bibbles. He impressed me.
Come on now.
I mean, y'all named some good joints. I'm just gonna name a different one. I really like this joint called Steve Princess Steaks. You ever heard that shit?
Say it again.
It's called Steve Princess Steaks.
I don't think I've had that.
Nah, where that's at?
It's up here in the Northeast, and I thought it was going to be some,
some Northeast stuff.
But it was good as shit when I tried it, so I was real shocked.
I might gotta check them out.
Across the street from D'Alessandro, Shelby's is a good joint too.
Shelby's is good. Shelby's
good joint too.
Good Jones.
Best black sitcom family: the Winslows, Cosbys, or the Banks? Banks is.
Winslows, Cosbys, or the Banks?
Or anybody that you could think of.
Any black sitcom family.
I'm not even going off of the shows, just the one I would want to be a part of. The Banks. Yeah, the Banks, easy. They got the bread. They in LA.
Cosby's is rich though.
True, but I'd rather be rich in LA than rich in Philly. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd probably be the Banks. Also, I like my wife and kids, their family. I thought their family was pretty dope. They're underrated, so I probably would.
Wait, hold up, but damn, if I was I might have to switch though, because if I was a Banks, then I couldn't holler at Hillary. She's fired.
You like Karen Parsons? No, and that's a great transition too, right there. That's funny.
That's a great job. So, talking about fire Jones, who was the baddest John from the '90s? So the best baddie from the '90s. We got Holly Berry, Angela Bassett, Hillary, like you just said. Who we got, brothers?
Nia Long too. I should have gave this one more thought.
Bro. Robin Givens.
I was gonna think about you like Robin
What'd you
Givens?
say?
She crazy.
No, Robin Givens is fire, but I saw what she did to Mike. I don't want no smoke.
Yeah, she crazy. Robin Givens is fire. Robin Givens. That's who you.
We ain't talking about that. We talking about the flame. We ain't talking about what you gonna light up.
Burn
That's
down.
who you. That's who you would he took. That's who you would have wanted to be with in the 90s.
Oh no, I'm not taking her. I would probably. Damn, I ain't think I would pick though. Come back to me.
From the 90s. That's tough. That's super tough.
Yo, what's the girl who dates? I don't know if they're married yet. She dates the guy who plays Aquaman, and she got a badass daughter who was in the ASAP Rocky movie.
Oh,
What's
Lisa
the
Bonet.
mom's name?
Lisa Bonet.
That's mine.
That's who you're taking.
Bro.
You got to answer.
Damn, for me, I might gotta pick Jada Pinkett Smith in the 90s, bro.
Really?
Entanglements, one of our best episodes.
I'll be honest, and this is not even like a thing because obviously Jada Pinkett probably wouldn't look my way, but I always thought like I never
Don't
was.
count yourself out, bro. You don't know who she messing with. She like young boys.
On a
Hey,
different
bro.
world, bro.
Hey,
She
bro,
like young boys, bro.
that's fake humility, bro. Of course, I think I have a chance. I'm just saying that for the crowd. That's super fake humility. Trust me on this one. But I never really was that hype on Jada Pinkett. From the 90s, I'm gonna just be generic and say Nia Long, but I don't even think Nia Long is my answer. I just gotta think about it more. But probably Nia Long. I like the short haircut. I like that different stuff.
If we talking early 2000s, Megan, good, man.
Not going early 2000s. That's the next episode, bro. That's the
Yeah, we'll
next
do that. We'll do that
I
next
jumped the
time.
gun. My fault, Cannon.
I liked Vivica Fox back in the day, though. In the 90s.
It's a lot,
the
yeah,
90s.
bro. It's
In
a
the
lot of
90s.
them we didn't even think of.
It's
A lot.
definitely a lot. It's definitely a lot.
Lisa Ray.
Heavy Lisa Ray boy. I'm a heavy
You know
Lisa
who
Ray boy.
actually flames in the 90s, but she got a bad rap because of Friday.
Oh,
Felicia? Yeah.
no, she actually tough. Yeah,
She was
but
tough.
Felicia make her like, look crazy.
Yeah. Real rap.
Yeah, bro, I'm done with the best show. I guess we can close out with the shows, music, shit. Wrap up.
Yeah. So I mean, you saw a leak that you put this on here. They said Marvel they bringing in some top actors.
Yeah, so I don't know how into the Marvel universe you are with the Iron Man, obviously, Thor,
I'm
Captain
tapped
America.
in, yeah.
Definitely tapped in.
Did y'all see the Falcon Winter Soldier, John, that just came out?
I got 3 episodes left to finish that, John.
It's a good joint. You should definitely watch
Wait,
that.
it's
Watch WandaVision.
I thought it was a movie.
It's a series.
Wait, so the joint Anthony Mackie and the other boy that was promoting, that's a whole series?
like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's on the Disney app?
Yeah.
All right, yeah,
You
watch
should
it.
watch WandaVision too. It's a good joint. But
Yeah,
they
I
was
just
fire.
started getting into it.
rolling out, bro. What they rolling out is crazy. They about to come out with that Loki show next month on June 1st. So it's a lot of shit they rolling out. But with these rollouts, they're bringing some crazy actors into this fucking MCU.
They are.
Where the shit is getting, I don't even know what to say, bro. Because they got Angelina Jolie gonna be in this shit.
What is she gonna be in?
Wait, who's Angelina Jolie gonna be?
She's gonna be in the Internals. One of the Internals.
Okay.
The Internals already got the bull from Atlanta, the rapper, Paperboy.
The rap boy, Paperboy. And they got the other boy, I forget what his name is. I think he's Pakistani or Indian bull. He's in a lot of shit though. And he's like a big actor. It's a couple actors in there that got big names. I can't remember.
And on Marvel, did y'all hear about they making a new Blade with the one bull who won?
Ali.
That John's gonna be fire.
I'm gonna get to that, John. Another big one. They're bringing. I know y'all seen the Dark Knight, that series.
Yeah.
That Batman. That Batman is coming to the MCU as a villain in the new Thor movie.
Wait,
Oh,
they stole Brown from DC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Batman.
Wow.
Cause he ain't Batman no more. Ben Affleck is, so he's free to do whatever he wants. So now he's gonna be something.
Christian Bale, right?
Yeah, Christian Bale. It's gonna be something the Godslayer or some shit in the MCU in the Thor movie.
Nah, I mean anybody that's big into comic books and stuff, it's no question. Marvel has done the best job with live action, like adapting that shit. Like
Been kicking DC ass for years.
they be planning shit like 20 years in advance. Like it's crazy how they connect all that shit. So I'm a big fan of it.
Definitely something to look at. And another thing, I think I put this there too. Y'all should check this show out. It's on Netflix. It's called The Upshaws. It's written by like Wanda Sykes and I think Regina Anderson. Mike Epps is in that shit. What's Regine's name from Living Single? Why don't you just jump out of my head like that? Damn.
I know who you're talking about though.
Bunch of shit though. But yeah, she's on there, just jumped out of my head. But it's a great show. Wanda Sykes is on there. That shit is funny as hell. I've already watched it twice. It only been out a week. I watched the whole season twice already.
Yeah,
The
The Upshaws.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. A good
Check
show,
that out.
bro. Funny as shit.
Before we head out, you got any movies, Cheese, that you seen recently? Or like shows?
No movies, no shows. No movies, no shows. Yeah, I ain't been watching nothing.
You know, the computer screen.
Yeah, real rap.
You listen to music though, right, nigga? Cause I ain't hear that Dark Low tape.
Yeah, I mean, anybody. I just thought it was dope. This boy Dark Low, who my brother been trying to put me on for years, but he got a nice album. So if you win
don't say this bull, man. He been lit for a little bit. Don't do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I said he been trying. Niggas been trying to put me on for years.
He live near you. Chill out.
That's like he ain't coming to Middletown, but definitely if you into gangster rap, tune in to Dark Low. That his new album, Borrowed Time. Y'all got anything else y'all trying to bring up, man?
42 Doug had a solid album. Shout out to 42 Doug.
I gotta tune in.
I want to reiterate. I like him a little. He all right, bro. He all right. I fuck with him a little bit. I just want to talk about J. Cole shit real quick. I listened to his John. I was just doing the dishes before work. And fucking there's some real adult family man shit. But I was listening to lyrics on Pride is the Devil. Y'all heard listen to that, John?
Yeah.
Go back and listen to lyrics on that shit, bro. And just like think about what that nigga is saying. Like, bro, Pride is the devil. Like some shit y'all was talking about earlier. I was gonna bring that shit out, I forget what it was, but I really wanted to say that shit. I'm gonna go back and watch this, John. I'm probably gonna text y'all about that shit.
We can just talk about next episode too.
I'm mad that Cheese didn't do what you saw, Cheese, this episode, because I wanted you to talk about the Ebro tweet where he said J. Cole had 4 classics in a row.
Oh, you should have reminded me. That's a joint for next episode.
Well, we'll talk about that next episode.
We'll talk about it because I'm gonna agree.
But all they gotta do, listen, I love J. Cole. They just gotta stop showing them mid highlights on ESPN, bro.
Bro,
for sure.
Are they mid? Yeah, they mid. Is he a rapper that's like 34 years old that's playing professional basketball? Yes, that shit is fire to me, bro. I think I
like the whole story, but I just feel like they can find better highlights, bro. Like they
can't.
Bro, he was on ESPN shooting foul shots. I'm like, come on, bro.
No, they can't. That's his only highlights. It's like the
Kwame Brown situation. You talking about is he a bad actor or is he playing bad basketball? He's playing bad basketball.
Man, that's basically the theme of this whole episode. Is perspective. It's definitely perspective for him to be 36 doing what he's doing, but then again, you see his highlights. He airballing, hitting the side of the backboard. Shout out to J. Cole though. We know a couple people that's playing in the league he's playing in too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we do. We can talk about that too, but
I gotta tell him get that man gas.
I think he will.
You gonna be on ESPN? Yeah, you gonna be on. Give him gas.
Next episode we could talk about that because it's a big thing with NBA Africa. They about to take over there, so I think this is like the beginning of that takeover.
Shout out to Africa.
I'm out, bro. Move right to the motherland.
Real rap, that'd be love. But so I guess that's everything, man. It's been a good episode 20. It's the Laundromat Show. I'm K Rose
and McKee.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. We out.